Hey Canucks fans, Nikita Tryamkin will not be returning to the Vancouver Canucks, at least not for next season. I'm Clay Emo, I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter, I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCBC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Thursday, July the 16th. This is where you get Canucks insight that's positive and timely. Before I get to the news of the day, I wanted to recognize and give a shout out to my friend Audie, at Audie James. He has a wonderful YouTube channel. He's a great vlogger, Calgary Flames, NHL stuff overall. I appeared on his channel yesterday to break down the Minnesota Wild Vancouver Canucks play-in series, and I encourage you, I retweeted it out yesterday. I encourage you to go check it out and also subscribe to Audie's channel. He's a great guy, knows his stuff, does some really good work on his channel, so check it out. Again, at Audie James is his Twitter handle, and then you can find his YouTube from there. Also, I was a guest on a podcast yesterday. I guess I'll be allowed to announce that later in the week, and then I'm doing another one this weekend. Again, I'll be allowed to announce that later in the week, but I'll let them announce it first. They might not even announce it, who knows. But yeah, I had a great chat yesterday, and I'm looking forward to another great chat this weekend. It's nice to answer questions for once instead of asking them all the time. Okay, questions we do not have to ask right now, at least for the next season, are about Nikita Tryamkin. He will not be coming to the Vancouver Canucks for next season. And we heard from his agent, Todd Diamond. I keep wanting to say Neil Diamond, but no, there's no sweet Caroline here. There's no sweet Vancouver here either, as Nikita Tryamkin will not be coming to Vancouver Canucks for next season. Instead, he's going to do the KHL for at least one more year. Not a surprise at all. In fact, I'm 0% surprised. And I don't think there's anything fishy going on at all. I just think this, at the same time, it doesn't feel right. This marriage doesn't feel right. And I would not be surprised if Tryamkin doesn't play again for the Canucks in the future. And I'm not trying to be a drama queen or anything like that. I just don't think that, like I said, I'd be a drama king. But I just don't think it's going to happen. There just seems to be a lot of, I'm not mistrust at all. There's certainly, it's not disloyalty. It's just not even miscommunication. I just don't think they're on the same page all the time. So we know that Tryamkin played for the Canucks for a season a few years ago, then went back to the KHL. Reports that him or his fiance didn't like the city. He didn't like how much ice time he was getting under then coach Willie Desjardins. Did 2 years in the KHL. Was eligible to come back this season for next season because Vancouver Canucks property for basically a year and a half more, or a year to 2 years more. And there was talk that maybe they would look at bringing him in, not obviously for this playoff run, you can't, but for next season. But I don't know if this had anything or nothing to do with it. Then Jack Rathbone signs a couple days ago, and the spots seem to be shrinking on the Canucks. Of course, we don't know what's going to happen with Tanev and Stetcher on the right side, which I'll get to in a second. But his agent Todd Diamond basically said flat out on the radio this morning on TSN 1040 that he's aware of the Canucks cap situation. He said everyone's aware of the Canucks cap situation, which isn't really a good thing, but the Canucks aren't the only team up against it. And the Canucks weren't willing to move on a one-way contract for Tryamkin at this time. And Nikita wanted to play. He wanted some certainty. And they're hoping, obviously, for a full KHL season this season. And because he hasn't played since February when the KHL shut down, he wanted some certainty, and the Canucks weren't able to give him that certainty. Actually, when you listen to the agent talk, and he was good. He wasn't like bitter. He admitted that Tryamkin was a combination of disappointed because he wanted to play for the Canucks, but also understanding, realizing that the situation that not only the Canucks are in, salary cap, but the world is in, i.e. leading to a flat salary cap. And there's admittedly so many other priorities for Vancouver right now, right? Between Markstrom and Toffoli and Tanev as UFAs, and then you still have Stetcher and Virtanen as RFAs. So the fact that the Vancouver Canucks and Tryamkin, his agent Paul Diamond, never got that far. Not Paul Diamond, Todd Diamond. I almost combined Neil Diamond and then Paul Simon there. That's what I was thinking of. So Todd Diamond. I knew that didn't sound right when I said that. It sounds like that their talks never got that serious this spring. And I know that Benning would always say stuff like, we're going to talk to him, we're pretty confident we'll get something done, we're going to talk to him. But it sounds like there weren't many conversations simply because the Canucks were not in a position to have those conversations because of their salary cap situation. So bottom line, Tryamkin will not be coming to the Vancouver Canucks for the 2020-2021 season. The Canucks still have his rights for basically a year and a half. So they have first right of refusal when Tryamkin's next year ends in the KHL. And then the Canucks are going to have to really decide right there, is this going to be a player as part of our future, or should we just basically let him go and cut bait, so to speak? My gut feeling, and like I said, I don't have any ill will to Tryamkin at all. I just don't think he's that good of a player, and I've said that many times before. And not everyone on this channel agrees with me, and that's cool. You know, people see his. I use the term decent size, but yes, he has got massive size. People look at his size. They look at decent skating for a good guy. He's not the best skater. I've always said A to B, he's pretty fast especially for his size. But edge work, turns, pivoting, not so good. But people see that combination of an okay skater plus massive size, and I say, wow, we could really use this guy. But there's enough in his game that concerns me that I don't see him being as a priority. And at most, he'd be a number 6 or number 7 defenseman. So that's my thoughts. And I just sense that this, ever since he went back to Russia that first time, or the only time when he went back to Russia, yeah, there weren't seeds of discontent. It just doesn't feel right, and I would not be surprised if Nikita Tryamkin did not play for the Vancouver Canucks ever again. And again, not to be over dramatic, that's just my gut feeling. So I'd love to know your thoughts on that below. Do you think I'm being over dramatic? Do you think I'm being too final in the way that I'm thinking? But it's just a gut feeling I have. So when you look at the Canucks blue line for next year, Tryamkin can, he's a left-handed guy that can play on the right side. So either way, I'm presuming that one of Tanev or Stetcher come back. And I've always said that I think they're going to let Chris Tanev go, and they're going to sign Troy Stetcher because he's a little cheaper, a little younger. So I could see a right side still being Myers, Tanev, and Stetcher for next year. Not Tanev, sorry, Myers and Stetcher on the right side, Hughes and Edler on the left. So you have your top 4, and then after that, if you're saying goodbye to Chris Tanev, so then you have basically your bottom pairing spot still. And maybe Jack Rathbone gets a shot to make the team. Maybe Jordy Ben gets a shot to start on the left side, on the right side, as a third pairing D, six man, so to speak. And then, there's all these guys. I know we've been hearing a lot about Rafferty as well as a good shot to make the team next year. And of course, a lot's got to happen in the play and in the playoffs as well. We know that guys like Sautner and Breezeball and Chatfield are all getting, even Juolevi are all getting a look at training camp right now. So if I was a betting man, especially with this Tryamkin news, who I still would only given a small shot to make the team next year, either as a 6th or 7th D-man, I actually think that it's going to line up like this. I think you're going to have the big 4 of Edler, Hughes, Myers, and Stetcher. I really do. And then I think you're looking at a third pairing that has a combination of Ben, Rafferty, and Rathbone, because Ben can play left side or right side. And then, you have Juolevi and Breezeball and Chatfield and Sautner knocking on the door. And that's presuming that the Canucks don't sign anyone else as a veteran, cheap defenseman for their third pairing. So we shall see. But the biggest news, Nikita Tryamkin not returning to the Vancouver Canucks for next season. Canucks fans, let me know what you think. Is this a big loss to the team? Are you surprised? Just give me your overall thoughts on this news. And do you agree or disagree with me that something doesn't feel right here? Something feels a little off? Or is it simply a contract negotiation that wasn't going to happen for this upcoming season? Leave a comment below. I love to read, react, and reply as always. Subscribe if you like to. Like this video if you like to. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Have a great day. God bless, and go Canucks go.